Is there a difference between trauma impacted versus trauma influenced? And if so, tell me what you think it is. Is there a difference between trauma impacted and trauma influenced? And if so, tell me what you think it is. Because many of the students, the parents, your teammates might be trauma impacted, but are they trauma influenced? Okay, knowing about trauma versus experiencing trauma, very good. Throw it in the chat. What do you think, Danny? That's excellent. Because there's the reason I'm asking this question is because you need to know the difference. When you're dealing with someone who's trauma impacted versus trauma influenced. Okay, for the sake of time, let me give you the difference. If someone has one drink at the club, for lack of a better example, they may be alcohol impacted. Okay? But if someone drinks the whole fifth, they are are you getting it? Are you getting it? They are alcohol in other words, to be impacted means you can still make a decision. You still have control of your wherewithal, understanding to some degree from being impacted. But when you're dealing with someone who's influenced, under the influence of trauma, and this is what you want to recognize when you're talking with students, when you're talking with parents, when you're talking with your teammates. Are you talking with someone who's somebody give me an example. Let's see, trauma impacted, a strong effect that happens to you as a result. Somebody give me an example that if you're talking to someone who's trauma impacted in an argument versus someone who's trauma influenced in an argument, give me an example of what the two would look like.
I'm going to give you a personal example here.
Okay.
Something happened to my daughter directly. She became a victim of another girl's hatred, and I would say it was trauma impact, trauma on her, because it directly happened to her. She was being impacted, but at the same time, I was trauma influenced because I was getting everything from my daughter.
Yes.
That was influenced trauma.
Because you were getting information from your daughter, and it influenced your behavior and how you felt.